Picture this. It's 2 a.m. You're lying in bed, staring at the ceiling. The world's quiet, but your mind, it's screaming. That voice, the one you try to drown out with Netflix, scrolling, or that extra glass of wine, it's loud tonight. It's asking you, why are you still here? Why haven't you changed? What are you so afraid of? You feel it, don't you? That ache, that pull, that restless, gnawing feeling that you're meant for something bigger, something bolder, something more. But every single day, you wake up, hit snooze, and let that version of you, the one who's fearless, unstoppable, alive, slip further away. Let me tell you something real. That ache isn't your enemy. It's your compass. It's the truest part of you begging you to listen. And right now, in this moment, I'm not here to coddle you or tell you it's all gonna be okay. I'm here to shake you awake. Because if you don't fix yourself now, not tomorrow, not next week, not when life gets easier, you're risking the one thing you can't get back, your potential. The world doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It moves on, and so should you. So let's talk. Let's get raw. Let's get real. You're watching this video because something inside you is stirring. You're tired of the same old patterns, the same excuses, the same half-lived life. And I'm here to tell you that you can fix yourself, not by chasing perfection, not by waiting for a miracle, but by choosing right here, right now, to show up for yourself like you've never done before. This is your wake-up call. Are you listening? I know what it's like. Trust me, I do. That feeling of being stuck, like you're running in place, watching everyone else zoom by. You see their highlight reels on social media, new jobs, big wins, perfect lives, and you wonder, what's wrong with me? Why can't I get it together? Maybe it's the job you hate, but can't leave because the bills don't stop. Maybe it's the dream you buried because someone somewhere told you it was unrealistic. Or maybe it's the mirror you avoid because you don't like who's staring back. We've all been there, every single one of us. Let's talk about the weight you carry, the fear that whispers, you're not good enough, the self-doubt that creeps in when you're about to take a risk, the procrastination that feels like a warm blanket but is really a chain keeping you locked in place. You know those moments when you say, I'll start tomorrow, but tomorrow turns into next week, next month, next year. That's not laziness. That's fear dressed up as comfort. That's you choosing the safety of what you know over the uncertainty of what you could become. And let's not sugarcoat it. Life doesn't make it easy. Maybe you've got a boss who doesn't see your worth, or a family that doesn't get your dreams. Maybe you're juggling a million responsibilities, and the idea of fixing yourself feels like just another thing on an endless to-do list. Or maybe you've been hurt, betrayed, let down, broken, and you're scared to try again because what if it happens all over? I get it. I've been there too. The late nights questioning everything. The mornings where getting out of bed feels like climbing a mountain. The moments where you wonder if you're even worth fixing. But here's the truth, and I need you to hear this. You are not alone in this struggle. Every person watching this video has felt that weight. Every person has had moments where they've doubted themselves, where they've fallen short, where they've wanted to give up. You're not broken because you're struggling. You're human. And being human means you've got the power to change, to grow, to rewrite your story. The question isn't can you fix yourself? The question is will you choose to? Let's start with the first big mindset shift. You don't need permission to change your life. Sounds simple, right? But think about how many times have you waited for someone else to give you the green light? Maybe you're waiting for your boss to notice your hard work. Maybe you're waiting for your partner to support your dream. Maybe you're waiting for the perfect moment when everything lines up, when you have more money, more time, more confidence. Spoiler alert, that moment doesn't exist. Life doesn't send you an invitation to become your best self. You have to crash the party. Think about the excuses you've been leaning on. I'm too old. I'm too young. I don't have the skills. I don't have the time. Those aren't truths. They're permission slips. You've written to stay stuck, and I get why. It's scary to step out of your comfort zone. It's terrifying to face the unknown, to risk failing, to look silly or mess up. But let me ask you something. What's scarier, taking that risk and maybe falling flat, or waking up 10 years from now, still in the same place, still carrying the same regrets, still wondering what could have been? Here's a quote from Maya Angelou that hits hard. You may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. Let that sink in. Life's gonna throw curveballs, heartbreak, setbacks, rejection. You can't control that, but you can control how you respond. You can decide that those things don't get to define you. You can decide to stop waiting for someone else to validate your worth and start acting like you already know it. So what's one thing you've been waiting to do? Maybe it's starting that business, writing that book, having that tough conversation, or even just going for a run. Whatever it is, stop waiting for the world to say, go for it. The world doesn't care, but you should. Give yourself permission today, right now. Say it out loud if you have to. I am enough. I am ready. I am starting. Because the moment you stop waiting for permission is the moment you start fixing yourself. Now let's talk about pain. Yeah, I know it's not fun. Nobody likes pain. We run from it, numb it, hide from it. But here's the second mindset shift. Pain is not here to break you. It's here to build you. Every scar, every failure, every tear you've cried, they're not signs you're weak. They're proof you're still here, still fighting, still growing. Think about the hardest moment in your life. Maybe it was a breakup that left you shattered. Maybe it was a failure that made you question everything. Maybe it was losing someone you loved, or losing a piece of yourself along the way. That pain, it's not just a wound. It's a teacher. It's showing you what matters. It's revealing where you need to grow. It's pushing you to become stronger than you were before. I remember a time in my life when everything fell apart. I lost a job I thought defined me. I was broke, heartbroken, and honestly, I didn't know if I could keep going. I'd lie awake at night, replaying every mistake, every what if. But one day, I realized something. That pain wasn't the end of my story. It was the beginning. It forced me to look at myself, really look and ask, who am I when the world strips everything away? And you know, I found strength I didn't know I had. I found dreams I'd buried. I found me. Here's another quote, this time from Nelson Mandela. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. That's the truth. You don't fix yourself by avoiding pain. You fix yourself by walking through it, by learning from it, by letting it shape you into someone who's tougher, wiser, and more alive than ever. So what's the pain you've been running from? What's the lesson it's trying to teach you? Stop hiding. Face it. Let it make you. Okay, one more mindset shift for this phase. And it's a big one. Your past does not define your future. I don't care what you've done, who you've been, or what mistakes you've made. You are not your failures. You are not your regrets. You are not the labels other people slapped on you. You are a work in progress, and the next chapter is yours to write. Maybe you grew up in a tough environment where nobody believed in you. Maybe you made choices you're not proud of, choices that still haunt you. Maybe you've let yourself down so many times you've stopped believing you're capable of better. I'm here to tell you that's not the end of your story. Your past is a chapter, not the whole book, and the pen is in your hand. Think about it. How many times have you let your past hold you back? You didn't get the degree, so you think you can't chase that career. You failed at a business, so you think you're not cut out for success. Someone broke your heart, so you think you're unlovable. Those are stories you're telling yourself, and they're not they're just old narratives you've been carrying like dead weight. Drop them today, right now. You want to fix yourself? Start by rewriting the story you tell yourself. Instead of I failed, say I learned. Instead of I'm not enough, say I'm growing. Instead of it's too late, say it's never too late. Your past taught you lessons, but it doesn't get to decide who you become. You do, and the moment you decide to let go of that old story is the moment you start building a new one, a better one. So where are we at? We face the truth. You're not where you want to be, but you're not stuck either. You've got struggles, real ones, but they don't define you. You've got pain, but it's not your enemy. It's your teacher. You've got a past, but it doesn't own you. And most importantly, you don't need anyone's permission to start fixing yourself. Not your boss, not your family, not even that voice in your head that says you can't. You can, and you will. This is just the beginning. We're about to dive deeper into the fire of action, the energy of change, the courage it takes to become unstoppable. But for now, I want you to sit with this. You are enough, right now, as you are, flaws and all. You are enough to start. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be willing to show up, willing to fight, willing to fix yourself. One bold, messy, beautiful step at a time. Take a breath. Feel that spark inside you. That's not fear. That's possibility. And we're just getting started.
All right, let's turn up the heat.
You've heard the wake-up call. You've faced the truth about where you are and what's holding you back. Now it's time to move. Not just think about it, not just dream about it, but move. Because fixing yourself isn't about sitting still, waiting for inspiration to strike like some divine lightning bolt. It's about action. It's about momentum. It's about lighting a fire inside you that burns so bright, nothing, not fear, not doubt, not failure can put it out. You know that feeling when you're in the zone, when you're so locked in, nothing can stop you. Maybe it's been a while since you felt it. Maybe life's been piling on, dimming that spark, but it's still there. That fire, that energy, that you, the one who's unstoppable, it's still inside you. And today we're gonna fan that flame until it roars. Because the difference between who you are and who you wanna be, it's not talent, it's not luck, it's action. Relentless, gritty, no excuses action. Let's be real for a second. You've had moments where you felt it. That surge of energy, that moment where you thought, this is it, I'm gonna change everything. Maybe it was New Year's Eve or after a big life event, or even just a random Tuesday when you got fed up with your own excuses. You were pumped, you made a plan, you swore this time would be different. But then what happened? Life got in the way, the alarm went off too early, the kids needed you, work piled up, and that fire, it fizzled. Sound familiar? Here's the thing, that fire doesn't stay lit on its own. You've got to feed it every single day. Not with big dramatic gestures, but with small intentional choices. Getting up 10 minutes earlier to work on your goal. Saying no to that distraction that's been stealing your time. Choosing to believe in yourself, even when you don't feel like it. That's how you build momentum. That's how you turn a spark into a blaze. Let's start with this truth. You are built for this. I don't care what your doubts are telling you. I don't care how many times you've failed, or how impossible your dreams feel. You were not born to settle. You were not born to shrink. You were born to rise, to create, to fight through every obstacle and come out stronger. You are not an accident. You are a force. Think about it. Every single day, your heart beats without you telling it to. Your lungs keep pulling air. Even when you're asleep, your body fights off illness, heals cuts, rebuilds itself, without you even trying. That's not random. That's design. You are wired for resilience, for growth, for survival. So why do you think your dreams are any different? Why do you think your mind, your spirit, your will can't do the same thing your body does? Every day, adapt, overcome, thrive. Here's a question. What if you believed you were unstoppable? Not in some cheesy, motivational poster way, but deep in your bone. What if you woke up every day knowing that no matter what life throws at you, rejection, failure, doubt, you've got what it takes to keep going? Because you do. You've already survived every bad day, every heartbreak, every moment you thought you couldn't handle. You're still here. That's not luck, that's strength. So stop selling yourself short. Stop acting like your dreams are too big or your problems are too heavy. You're built for this. You've got the heart of a fighter, the mind of a creator, the soul of someone who is meant to leave a mark. The only thing standing in your way is the story you keep telling yourself about why you can't. So change the story. Tell yourself, I was made for this. I am enough. I am ready. Say it until you believe it, because it's true. Now let's talk about how you actually, because I know what you're thinking. Okay, I'm inspired, but where do I begin? My goals feel so far away. My problems feel so big. Here's the secret. You don't fix yourself by trying to overhaul your entire life overnight. You do it by stacking small wins, tiny, consistent, unglamorous actions that add up to massive change. Think about it like building a house. You don't just wake up one day and say, boom, here's a mansion. You lay one brick at a time. You show up day after day, placing each brick with care until suddenly, you've got walls, then rooms, then a home. Your life is the same way. Every small action, every choice to get up, to try, to keep going is a brick. And those bricks, they build something unbreakable. What's one small thing you can do today? Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Maybe it's writing 100 words toward that book you've been dreaming about. Maybe it's going for a 10-minute walk to clear your head. Maybe it's saying no to that toxic friend who always drags you down. Whatever it is, do it. Then do it again tomorrow, and the day after that. Because here's the truth. Small wins create momentum, and momentum creates miracles. Let me tell you a story. A few years ago, I knew someone who was stuck, dead-end job, no confidence, drowning in self-doubt. They wanted to start their own business but felt overwhelmed. It's too big, they'd say. I don't know where to start. So they started small. They spent 15 minutes a day researching their idea. Just 15 minutes. Then they started making one phone call a week to potential clients. Then they built a simple website. Nothing fancy, nothing perfect. But those small steps, they led to their first client, then their second, then a full-blown business. Today, they're living their dream, not because they had some big dramatic moment, but because they stacked small wins until they were unstoppable. Here's a quote from Lao Tzu to drive this home. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. That's not just poetry, it's strategy. You don't need to see the whole path. You just need to take the next step. So what's your next step? What's one small win you can claim today? Write it down, commit to it, because every small win is a spark, and those sparks are about to set your life on fire. Now let's talk about the fuel that keeps this fire burning. Consistency. You want to fix yourself? You want to change your life? You've got to show up, not just when you feel like it, not just when it's easy, not just when the stars align and you're bursting with motivation. You've got to show up when it's hard, when you're tired, when you'd rather binge that new show than work on your goals. That's where the magic happens. That's where you become unstoppable. Consistency isn't sexy. It's not glamorous. It's not Instagram worthy. It's waking up at 5 a.m. when you want to sleep until noon. It's writing that email when you're scared of rejection. It's choosing the salad over the pizza, the gym over the couch, the hard conversation over silence. It's doing the work day after day, even when you don't see results right away. Because here's the truth, results don't come from one big moment. They come from 1,000 small ones, stacked together with relentless discipline. Let's get practical. How do you build consistency? Start by shrinking your goals. I know, that sounds counterintuitive. You're thinking, I want big dreams, not small ones. But hear me out. Big dreams are made of small habits. If you want to get fit, don't aim for 2 hours at the gym every day. Start with 10 push-ups. If you want to write a book, don't aim for 10,000 words in a weekend. Start with 200 words a day. Make it so small, so doable, that you can't fail. Then do it every day. No excuses. Next, protect your environment. You can't stay consistent if you're surrounded by chaos. That friend who always pulls you into drama, distance yourself. That phone that's always buzzing with notifications, turn it off for an hour. That voice in your head that says, you'll do it later, tell it to shut up. Your environment shapes your actions. So shape your environment to support your goals. Set up a space that screams, you've got this. A desk for your work, a playlist for your workouts, a circle of people who lift you up instead of dragging you down. And here's the big one. Stop waiting to feel ready. Motivation is a liar. It comes and goes like a summer breeze. If you wait for it, you'll be waiting forever. Consistency isn't about feeling good. It's about doing the work anyway. It's about showing up when you're tired, when you're scared, when you're not sure if it's worth it. Because every time you show up, you're telling yourself, I'm serious about this. I'm serious about me. Let's talk about the resistance, because it's real. You know what I'm talking about. That heavy invisible force that shows up the second you try to do something hard. It's the voice that says, why bother? You're gonna fail anyway. It's the exhaustion that hits right before you start. It's the temptation to scroll instead of work, to quit instead of push through. That resistance, it's not a sign you're weak. It's a sign you're on the right path. Here's why. The bigger your dream, the stronger the resistance. It's like gravity. It pulls harder the higher you climb. But you know what's stronger than resistance? You are. You've got the power to push through, to say not today. You've got the strength to take one more step, even when it feels like you're carrying a boulder. And every time you beat the resistance, you get stronger, you get tough, you get closer to the life you want. So how do you beat it? First, name it. Call it out. When you feel that urge to procrastinate, say that's just resistance. I see you, but you don't control me. Second, break the task down. If it feels overwhelming, make it smaller. Writing a book feels huge. Write one paragraph. Starting a business feels impossible. Make one phone call. Third, reward yourself. Celebrate the small wins. Finished your 10 push-ups? Treat yourself to a coffee. Wrote your 200 words? Take a moment to feel proud. Those rewards keep you going. And most importantly, don't wait for the resistance to disappear. It won't. The fear, the doubt, the laziness, they'll always be there, whispering. But you don't have to listen. You can act anyway. You can move anyway. You can win anyway. Because the moment you start moving, the resistance starts losing. And the more you move, the weaker it gets. Let's bring it home for this phase. You want to fix yourself. You've got to be your own hero. Nobody's coming to save you, not your boss, not your partner, not your friend. The hero of this story is you. And heroes don't wait for perfect conditions. They don't wait for applause or approval. They act, they fight, they rise. Think about the heroes you admire. Maybe it's someone like Martin Luther King Jr., who faced hate and kept marching. Maybe it's an athlete like Serena Williams, who fought through setbacks to dominate. Or maybe it's someone closer to home, a parent who worked 2 jobs to keep the lights on, a friend who rebuilt their life after hitting rock bottom. What do they all have in common? Courage, not the absence of fear, but the choice to act, despite it. You've got that same courage inside you. You've shown it before. Maybe you didn't even realize it. That time you got back up after a failure. That time you spoke up when you were scared. That time you kept going, even when you wanted to quit. That was courage, and it's still there, waiting for you to tap into it. So what's it gonna take? What's the one thing you've been avoiding because it scares you? Maybe it's quitting that soul-sucking job. Maybe it's telling someone you love them. Maybe it's starting that project you've been dreaming about for years. Whatever it is, you've got the courage to do it. You just have to choose it. Right now, not when you're ready, not when it's safe. Picture this. A year from now, you're looking back at this moment. You're standing taller, stronger, prouder. You're living a life that feels like you. Not the version of you that's been playing small, but the version that's been waiting to break free. That version is possible, but it starts with courage. It starts with action. It starts with you deciding, right here, right now, that you're done waiting, you're done hiding, you're done settling. We're halfway there. In phase 1, we woke you up. We faced the struggles, shifted your mindset, and reminded you that you don't need permission, that pain is your teacher, that your past doesn't own you. Now in phase 2, we've lit the fire. You're built for this. Small wins are your power. Consistency is your fuel. Courage is your weapon. The resistance, it's no match for you. But we're not done yet. In the final phase, we're going to take this fire and turn it into a legacy. We're going to talk about how to make this change last, how to build a life that's not just better but unstoppable. And we're going to end with a call to action that will leave you ready to charge into your future, like a warrior. For now, take this energy, hold on to it, let it burn, because you're not just fixing yourself, you're becoming the person you were always meant to be.